guys, it's Dark Architect 18 back here with another YouTube video, and today we are doing a Warspite review. First things first is I'm going to be going over the commander and its inspirations. So here we have Charles Madden up on the screen. We have his main base traits: aim and fire, so it increases the traverse speed and decreases the reload time. So increasing the traverse speed means it goes lower overall when you put it on one of your battleships or cruisers, actually even destroyers. It says it doesn't say for battleships or anything, otherwise you'd only do it for that one class. Anyways, we have not one for Nuisance, Crisscross, Firefighter, Master Mechanic, and then Will to Rebuild. So I have like Crisscross for the traverse speed, Firefighter for obviously the fires, minimizing them to 3, Master Mechanic, so more repair parties and HP recovered and reload time is diminished. And then not one for Nuisance's risk of catching fire, and a reduction in the flooding and torpedo damage to the Citadel. And then Will to Rebuild is just an extra heal basically. Whenever you're down to 0 heals and you're within like 2 kilometers, or 2.75 for my build right now. So if I'm 2.75 kilometers, or within 2.75 kilometers from my buddy, then I can use this perk, and it allows me to heal back my healable health back, which is non-citadelable damage, which is like fires and flooding. Okay, so now we have the inspirations. We have Mikhail, Kederov, increases the traverse speed of my battleship's guns. Definitely need that for Warspite, is I've been noticing that with over time that my traverse speed isn't too good, so I need that. And then Andrew Cunningham, which increases my shell grouping of my battleship's main guns. That's always a good thing for British battleships, is you always need the dispersion or grouping of the shells to come out closer overall. So that's that, and then we're going to go over the ship itself. So we have aiming systems mod 1, so dispersion build, and then propulsion mod, because speed is really nice at tier 5, and accelerating and decelerating is really nice at just with any battleship in general, if it's maneuverable, which I really enjoy about Warspite. So we got 5 heals, we got enhanced secondary targeting on. So survivability, we have 53,800 hit points, armor is 16 to 330 millimeters, torpedo damage reductions 28%, main battery is 4x2 381 millimeter, which is 15 inch, firing range of 15.5 kilometers, reload time 29.1 seconds, 180 traverse is 34.2 seconds, HE shell damage 5300, chance to set fire 34%, not bad. I switch between AP and HE on the ship the most. I do it mainly on British battleships a lot because they have both good AP and HE. Maximum AP shell damage 11,400. The secondary armament, we have 102 millimeter and 152 millimeter. And then for the 102 millimeter, we have 5.2 kilometers, 3-second reload time. HE shell is 1500 maximum damage, 6% chance to fire. 5.2 kilometer for the 152s. There's 8 of them. And they're only single turrets compared to the doubles for the 102 millimeter guns. And a reload time of 8.6 seconds, 2200 HE shell maximum damage, 12% chance to set on fire, which is really, really, really good. It's double the chance to set on fire from the 102s. Maximum speed, 23.5 knots, 550 meters, 14.2 seconds for the rudder. Really good turning circle, good rudder. Detectability range by sea, 13.6. Detectability range by air, 11.4 kilometers. Guaranteed detectability range is 2 kilometers. Detectability while firing in smoke is 13 kilometers. This is the armor viewer, just kind of like show it really quick. So the turrets obviously are pretty armored. That second belt in the middle is armored quite well, but that second level up with those secondaries on the side don't have so much armor. So 14 inch can bounce, 16 inch it can bounce on the deck, cruiser grade on the top of the guns, and then battleships grade armor for that. I'm gonna go over the Citadel really quick. Looks like it is. That's a torpedo. No. Okay, here it is. So Citadel is, well, it's like right at waterline. So if you aim, you know, you're shooting, I'd say at least 13 kilometers or more. Or if you're close in and you have a good angle and you shoot like higher up and Warspite turns back in, you're gonna Citadel it for sure. So it's got 102 millimeter, 40 on the bottom, 51 on the bulkhead on the sides, and then 127 for that, and then 27 for the other one, and then 102 and 152 for that. And that is the armor. We're just going over the overview. One commission, she was one of the mightiest battleships in the world that outmatched all previous dreadnought classes in firepower and speed. By the outbreak of World War II, Warspite has been modernized to receive more powerful torpedo protection, reinforced horizontal armor protection, and enhanced AA capabilities. So big guns, greater heel, and it's slow, but actually it's not too bad. It's a little bit below average, but not too bad. It's definitely faster than Arizona or California or any of those dreadnoughts for the Americans at tier 5. So yeah. Then we're going to be getting into gameplay very, very shortly. Okay, so we're starting up a battle with my buddy USSR HE Spam. I'm running Warspite. He's running Nuremberg in this battle. So this battle, we are going to load in actually pretty soon. There we go. Got the anchor symbol. And any moment we should be into the game. From there, we get ring, capture the base, and we spawn on the north side of the map, northwest side of the map. If you spawn directly south and middle for your spawn point on the map, then that's how you, or actually northeast, excuse me, not northwest. So from there, I'm running a survivability build on the Warspite. I have 5 heals, 2 secondary modules to use during the game, or perk modules. So I'm running AP currently, is that's what I typically do with Warspite. I run a lot of AP. Is the 15-inch guns smack quite hard, and you're going to see that a lot during this game. Instances as to when I actually take huge amounts of health from the enemy. So like in that case, I just took 9,500 almost from the Graf Spee, and he was literally just going broadside. He's just going straight out. I'm advancing because I'm expecting him to go in the same general direction with the same speed. So I'm leading him and allowing that to dictate my decision making. So I shot out at Graf Spee, got another 5K. Getting shot at by, I think, Iron Duke or New York over there. I'm kind of looking at California, Iron Duke, and New York to kind of get an idea what I'm going to do here. So for Iron Duke, he's going broadside right now, and I'm shooting from long range with 15-inch guns, so that's going to punch through really hard. In that instance, I got 24k damage on him, which is quite sizable on the Iron Duke. The Iron Duke, I think, has around 40,000 or 42,000, somewhere around there, hit points. I could be wrong, but it's around that area off the top of my head. So yeah, so he's just getting out of there. I am taking out this Hatsuharu. Just took him out right there. Up to 49,000 damage just to kill, and first blood. So great start to the match so far. I see the California just missed his shots at me. Graf Spee is now shooting some HE at me. Ouch, that really hurt. California just, I think he just citadeled me right there. So I'm gonna try to get something off against him, get about 8,000, so that's pretty good. Turning in, that's to mitigate the damage. The other thing I love to do with my battleships in general and with Warspite is to change my turret angle while I'm reloading, so that when I'm almost ready to reload, I can compensate and turn my turrets back so that they don't get knocked out. And I do that a lot. I actually learned that from T-Bull during one of his videos when I was watching, and he actually did that. I thought that was a great way to mitigate damage on like your cruisers or your battleships or any kind of ship. Mainly cruisers and battleships, because they get hit pretty hard and they're trying to mitigate damage a ton as they're up and close in the combat or away or trying to kite and stuff. Another thing that Warspite has going for it is the HE. HE, I think it was like 36% chance set to fire, which is pretty good for its tier. I think it's around average, maybe a little bit higher than like Arizona and some of the other tier 5s. But yeah, the AP and the HE are just really, really good. So I switch from one to the other quite a lot using this ship. Up to 87,000 now. The secondaries on this ship are actually really, really accurate, and they actually hurt pretty bad. So do not underestimate the secondaries on this ship, because they are a beast if you get in close to like a just any kind of ship. Destroyer. That first kill I got, I was using my secondaries a bit to get them. And yeah, that was just a really good example of how that actually works. So another thing that I want to go over is the tendency of the shells. The shells are actually very accurate on this ship. The dispersion is great for the tier. I actually think the Warspite is actually more accurate than the Arizona at times, or the California, or some of the other tier 5 counter parts for battleships. It's just a really great ship overall. The ship has great secondaries. It has great dispersion for its secondaries and its main batteries. Also has a lot of different builds that you can do with it. So I have a survivability build, so I have 5 heals for it, for reducing fire, because there's a lot of HE spammers for cruisers that I have to go up against in matchmaking these days. So I use that build the most, but I also use Cunningham build, the dispersion build, to even maximize that out. And I also have another build with Azurlane Nelson for the AP shell damage and penetration. So it's like an AP shell, penetration, and dispersion kind of build, because I have Cunningham on that too, on both my well, obviously my Cunningham build and my Azurlane Nelson build. But my Azurlane Nelson build, Cunningham is just an inspiration, not the main commander. So another thing that I typically try to use during this game, which you saw a lot the last like 5 minutes or so of gameplay, I used a lot of terrain, and I used a lot of angling and turning my turrets whenever I was up against many of those battleships or cruisers that I was going up against. Using terrain is the biggest and most important thing that I think that can really give you the advantage in a tight situation on this game. And if you know how to push and when not to push, and how to use the terrain correctly when you have crossfires, or you have 2 battleships in front of you and you have a destroyer behind you, you have an idea when to actually push up. And in that case, you'd want to probably push up and try to take out a battleship if there's a destroyer behind you. Unless there's an island right behind you, then you'd probably want to like angle away or use the cover to try to get away from the destroyer. And also currently with firing this Warspite right now, I'm using the terrain, this mountain to the right of me, to get, I guess, a better shot at the New Mexico right there that I'm shooting at. So I've chunked him for a citadel and quite a bit of extra damage too right there. And it's just really effective to use the terrain overall, because then you can, you know, turn around. Like in this case, I'm turning. That just fired at New Mexico for about 1.5 minutes or so, approximately. And now I'm shooting at this La Glacienne. Excuse me, I probably butchered that, but so yeah, I just went on after him, and then now I'm going to turn away and try to go after the New Mexico this time, and he's the last guy. So we have that. So I will be actually putting the commander build that I am using currently. So my main commander and my inspirations and what level they are, and what perks I'm using on my main commander, linked into the video. So check that out. If you have any questions, just put in the comments. I'll answer them. But yeah, hands down, Warspite, I've really enjoyed the ship. I got over 1.2 million elite XP on this ship, and it's a blast of a ship. I just love this ship. I use this ship a ton whenever I'm playing tier 5 because it has a really cool camo, and it has really good survivability, and it's also got pretty decent speed. It's up to 23.5 knots on my build, which I think I've even had the Warspite go up to 25 knots if you speed build it, which you could if you want to play it like that, which there's nothing wrong with that. Really comes down to what you want to do. I try to run either survivability / dispersion build, which puts me around 23.5 or 24 knots, which is still quite, it's a little bit under average for the tier, but it's not too bad. It's definitely faster than the California or the New Mexico or any of the slower ships, kind of like the Americans, mainly battleships. The French are pretty fast. The Japanese battleships are pretty darn fast too. Fuso, the Normandy is pretty fast. They can go like 27 knots for the Normandy. Fuso is like 28 or 29, somewhere around there. And yeah, so Warspite's I'm just tanking a lot of damage and angling a lot throughout this gameplay. So yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed the gameplay of this and the explanation of Warspite, and we will see you in the next review video. And ended up with 150,000 damage, and yeah, thank you.